It's time for Chappy's Tiki Bar. This episode, I'm going to make Canadian Back Bacon Musubi, and I'm going to have sex on the beach. Well, not really, but I will make a drink on the beach. It's the Canadian Back Bacon Musubi episode, so come join me on Chappy's Tiki Bar. Aloha and welcome to another edition of Chappy's Tiki Bar. This is the Canadian Bacon Musubi episode. I recently had a Spam Musubi episode and it was wildly popular, so I figured I'd do a Canadian Bacon Musubi just to kind of ease people into the idea of Musubi and actually getting them to try Spam eventually. So we're going to kick things off by making a Raspberry Collins. So I'm going to muddle some raspberries. So now for this drink, they actually make Collins glasses. I do not have any Collins glasses, but if you can get your hands on a Collins glass for a raspberry Collins, that would be optimal. Okay, so I got some raspberries in the bottom of this glass. I'm just adding some Collins mix, and then I have my trusty muddler. We're just gonna add some gin to the muddled mixture. Alright, so I got my fresh raspberries muddled with my Collins mix. I'm just gonna strain it into a glass with more Collins mix. Add a little ice. And then I'm gonna top it off with some tonic. And then I have some fresh raspberries from the garden for garnish. And that is my raspberry Tom Collins. Coming up next, Appies with Chappy by the lake. Appies with Chappy by the lake. Alright, welcome to another edition of Appies with Chappy by the lake. Today I have some Canadian Back Bacon Musubi. Now I did do an entire Spam Musubi episode. I'm still not selling the idea of Spam to people, so I got some nice back bacon. In Canada, we don't call it Canadian back bacon, it's just back bacon. So see here how I made my Canadian back bacon musubi. Alright, so I'm just adding the sushi seasoning to the rice. You want to add it while it's still hot. And then just incorporate it. You don't want to over stir it or it'll get too sticky. So I'm going to use the Spam can as the mold. Got the cellophane in there. You can see they got the musubi right on the front of the Spam can. So I'm just getting the cellophane wrap in there. And I'm going to pack it all in. And once it's packed in, if you're not going to eat it right away, you can just twist it up and use it to store it. There's my Canadian back bacon. Oh, Canada. And I'm just spreading on some teriyaki sauce. That's gonna be good. And in goes the back bacon. Gonna add a little bit of nori or seaweed, just sort of as a decoration or to hold it all together. Musubi for Appies with Chappy by the lake, but no Appies with Chappy by the lake would be complete without a beverage. So today I'm going to make a sex on the beach. So I have a glass of ice, got a shot of vodka. Actually, that's probably about 2 ounces of vodka. Maybe go a little less light-handed on the vodka than I did. Dr. McGillicuddy's Peach Schnapps. Cranberry juice. Orange juice. And I got an orange wheel to garnish. And that is Sex on a Beach with Appies with Chappy. Alright, so we're going to give these Canadian Back Bacon Musubis a try. Coming up next, best tropical destination stories.
Aloha. I call this segment Best Tropical Destination Stories. So if you have any good or best tropical destination stories, send them to chappiness@yahoo.com and I'll read them on my shoe. All right, so I call this story Numbnuts. So I was vacationing in Tampa, Florida. I'm a huge Red Sox fan, so I went to see the Red Sox play at Tropicana Field against the Rays. But I was staying right on St. Pete's Beach in St. Petersburg, Florida. So I just went down from my hotel and went for a little walk along the beach. Now I remember it was Memorial Day weekend, and the beach was absolutely packed. Tons of kids running around. And then I get further down the beach and I see there's a commotion with an ambulance backing right onto the beach. Now the beach went quite far down until it got to the water. And so the ambulance had to back quite a ways down on the sand, trying to get the people to spread apart so he could go down towards the water. And as I got closer, I could see this guy. He had a wetsuit on, he had his snorkel gear on, and he had a spearfish gun that was discharged. And then I had looked down and it actually had discharged through the meaty part of his calf. So he had this giant spearfishing spear right through his calf. And again, what blew me away was that, like, the beach was packed, there was children everywhere, and this numbnuts decided to go spearfishing, and then he somehow shot himself in the leg. Now it was apparent that they couldn't get the spear out of the meaty part of his calf, so they had to take him to the hospital. So this ambulance had backed down, and now they were trying to figure out how to get him in the ambulance with this giant spear right through the meaty part of his calf. I walked by him and just mumbled to myself, numbnuts. So that's my best tropical destination story from Tampa, Florida. Again, send your best tropical destination stories to chappiness@yahoo.com.
Coming up next, Mookie and I are going to make a Hawaiian breakfast. What's that, Mookie? Mookie says I can be a real pecker sometimes. Peck. All right, enough monkeying around. Watch this. Good morning. So it's breakfast time. I'm going to make myself a little breakfast. So yesterday I did my Canadian Bacon Musubi, where I basically just substituted the Canadian bacon for Spam. However, in order to make the Musubi, I needed a Spam can. So that was my mold that I used to shape my Musubi. But in order to get my mold, I had to take the Spam out of the can. So now I have some leftover Spam, and I'm not going to throw that away. That's the good stuff. So I'm going to make a typical Hawaiian breakfast, which is just rice, Spam, and eggs. You can walk into a McDonald's on Waikiki and get rice, Spam, and eggs. So I'm going to use a typical rice that they use in Hawaii, which is a Japanese sticky rice. That's my Kohiko Rose. I use this on everything. It's my favorite rice. It says extra fancy premium rice. It's just a simple dish, but you want to use a quality rice. And that's my absolute favorite. So I'm going to get started on my Hawaiian breakfast. So I'm just frying up half a piece of bacon there. That's just to render out all the bacon fat. Then I'm going to cook the Spam and my fried egg in bacon fat. Who doesn't like bacon fat? Just putting the rice on the plate, sort of all chefy there. And there's my egg in the bacon fat. Alright, we're gonna plate this sucker. Looks pretty good.
Thanks for watching another edition of Chappy's Tiki Bar. If you liked my video, give me a like and make sure you subscribe. This is Chappy saying, life is hard, that's just the way it goes, but sometimes it goes the other way. See you next time on Chappy's Tiki Bar.